In today's video, I'm going to be auditing your website and ads. I asked you on Instagram and so many of you submitted your website to be audited on my next YouTube video, and I selected 3 of you to actually go through your website and ads, where we'll be breaking down exactly what changes, tweaks you can make to improve your conversion rate and get better results with your ad campaigns. So without further ado, let's hop into the video and start seeing some of the websites that people have submitted to us. The very first website we're going to be reviewing is from Hugo, and he sent over his website Blackline MX. And here we are on his website, and I can already see a few tweaks we can make. But initially, upon first view, it looks like he sells men's shoes, specifically in the leather space. And one of the very first things that I would do, just based off what I'm seeing on his website, is I would fix the menu on his site. So I'd make sure that his menu is full width and you can actually see each button lined up in the center here. I would also change his font from what it is currently to a Google-based font. It would load much easierly and it would be easier to read as well. And I would make his headline bold, and then I would dim the background a little bit more and probably have the shoes off to the right, so that way they're not being covered up by the text, which can make it easier for people to see what they're going to be purchasing. The next thing I'd do is I would probably remove the emojis on the homepage because they don't really fit in for the style of the brand, especially in the leather space. It's kind of strange to have these style of emojis paired in with the product that they're selling. Then I would add a shop now button with a drop down for the different collections. So like a shop all, where they could select the shoes, boots, sneakers, similar to how they have here, except it would be housed under shop all. And then I'd also move these types of shoes underneath the shop all section as well, and then accessories too. So that way they could find everything under one big menu. The next thing I can see is as we scroll down, it says order now. Let's click on this. Takes you to a collection page that says home page. This looks like it's a template text. I would go ahead and just remove this text here, so that way when the page loads, it's immediately right here so people can start diving in. Title doesn't really serve a purpose for this page saying home page at all. When we go back to the home page, some of the things they have is boots, they have the holes, loafers, and some of the images are actually cutting out the product. So I'd resize these images so that way they can fully fit in view. The text isn't covering the product. We can't really see what's going on here. So honestly, the title and button would be better off below each of these products. Similar to how we have here. This looks much better. I would probably move this entire collection section below the Blackline favorites. These images are very high quality. This is actually really nicely done. As I hover over each of these, this is perfectly executed. Looks very nice for this portion of the website. I would just move this section up. As we go down, we have some customer reviews. I would fix the padding on this because some of the text is actually being covered here, so we can't really see what these people's names are. And we have the crocodile collection. As we scroll down, we have the buy now, pay later. And then we have nowhere exotic skins. Same thing, I'd fix these images so they're in view. Then we have follow us, and these images are very high quality. So I try to keep the high quality images throughout the site without bogging down the load speed, just making it to where everything is very crisp and clear to the eye. And as we get to the very bottom, we have some icons here. These are pretty heavy icons. I'd probably swap these for some lighter icons that are just outlined so it's easier to see what these are. I would bold the text on each of these. I'd make these all caps so people can read them easily. And then I'd try to keep each of these sections to 3 lines of text so that way it fits in parallel to one another. And as we get down here to the footer section, I would add in all payments. It looks like they only have PayPal here. That's probably not the case. You could probably check out with other payment options. So I'd show all the payment options down here. And then we have a little call button here, which takes you to WhatsApp. I'd probably change that out for a support app where people can just type in case they don't have WhatsApp. And it's also very hard to see this icon. I would include shop now down here. I'd add in an about us section. I would change this to get offer, and I would change the headline to get 10% off your first order. And I'd make it to where they only have to submit their email, so that way it's easier to go ahead and capture that coupon. I would change follow us to check out the customers who bought, or check out reviews from our customers, so that way when people go to their socials, they can see images of different customers. Then I'd make sure that we have all of the terms, privacy, refund policies, and everything down in the very bottom of the footer, and use this section for our menu. Now let's go to the important pages, which are definitely going to be your product pages. As we get here, I can see that some of this is in a different language. If you are able to shop in different countries, I would have a geolocation app that automatically translates anything for me on this website. I would add in multiple sections around the product. You've done a good job of adding multiple images, which is very nice. I can see a very good visual representation of the shoes. I'd probably have one image of a model wearing these shoes where it's actually being styled, because people might wonder, well, what do I wear with these shoes? What colors, or how do I style this? I'd have somewhat of a style guide so people can get ideas. And then this section needs to be broken into bullet points. We need a free shipping shipping section so people know when they're receiving the product. We need a details section. We need a cleaning section so people know how to clean the product. I wouldn't do any shaking of the add to cart. It's an old tactic that people used to use in e-commerce to capture attention. It definitely doesn't help as much anymore with conversion rates. People are pretty standard when they go to e-commerce websites. They know if they want to buy an item, they're going to add it to cart. I would remove the wish list because last thing we want is people wishing for our product. We want them to buy it. And then finally, I would add in some more details around this product, like an about us section, and I'd add in the rest of our payment badges here. And then it's very unlikely that somebody's going to buy the same pair of shoes twice, especially with this around this pricing. So I'd probably just remove this entire amount section so that way it consolidates our product landing page. And then I would ensure that we get more reviews. And you're probably selling this product in a different country, but if you are able to buy it in the US, which it looks like you can, this pricing is a very weird number to land on in USD. I definitely ensure that whenever you're selling your product in different countries, that the number is rounded out to a 00 value or value that makes sense in that country. 51 cents is kind of a weird number to land on. And then as we come down, it looks like there's a typo here with this letter. I would get that removed. I would change out your review app to include images so that way people can post the product that they receive. It'd be more compelling for the audience to buy it. Looks like you have a frequently bought together section. That is very great because it can help with your AOVs and upsells. And then I'd change the frequent questions to just FAQ, and I would change these to just a standard white with black text because this is calling too much attention to a section that probably not a lot of people are really going to go through. But all in all, good product images. You have a nice call out at the top. I would just make these subtle improvements and fix some of these things so that way you can improve your overall conversion rate. And then I'd make sure to include a size guide so that way people know how to measure and ensure that fitting is correct. Now let's go ahead and add to cart and see what happens. I wouldn't take them to a shopping cart page. I would take them to a drawer cart, and that's where your cart actually slides out. So that way you don't have a secondary step like this page. It doesn't really serve a purpose, whereas a drawer cart can immediately allow somebody to check out without having to reload a new page. All right, so those are the changes I'd make to this first website, and let's go ahead and check out some of their ads. All right, so here we are on Blackline MX's Facebook ads, and I can see that they're running about 5 ads. That tells me that they're probably spending less than $1,000 per month, or maybe just 2 to 3K per month, because typically the more ads you have, the more ad spend and testing you're doing. If that's not the case and you're spending a lot more, then you probably need to have more ad variations. So let's go ahead and check out this first ad. The very first thing that I notice is once again, these emojis don't necessarily fit. The emojis don't necessarily fit. There really is too many here where we have all these different colors that don't necessarily fit in with the brand. I would say to go with a more luxury style positioning where maybe you only use black emojis that fits in with the brand, or maybe just the leather shoe emoji at most. You don't necessarily need all these additional ones because this kind of gives me the idea that maybe the product is low price, which doesn't really make sense. This ad creative is very nice though. This is a great ad creative. It says full crocodile boots, timeless style. They're calling out the features and benefits. This is an ad style we've covered in the past on our YouTube channel and is a very good ad style to run. Now let's look at the ad copy. Enhance your style with our best-selling dress boots. They're giving validation that other people are buying it because it's a bestseller. Designed to provide both elegance and comfort. I put a period here, remove the emojis, and then I'd add a space and section out this following area. Then I'd add a bullet point that says full crocodile leather, handcrafted and hand painted. I'd add another bullet point that says timeless style, another bullet point that says, durable leather shoe, and then I would have the call to action just like you do here. Order now, 10% off first purchase. But I would switch this around and say get 10% off your first purchase just to be a little bit more clear. And to have this in all caps at the end is also kind of strange. I would just keep it at the lowercase just how you already have it. The headline's good, meet our bestseller dress boots, and then I just remove the emoji. The sub headline description, 10% off first purchase. That's pretty good as well. I would just keep it very concise just like you have it here. All in all, yeah, it's not too bad. Just subtle improvements could definitely help increase the conversion rate on this one. Looking at some of the others, this looks like a retargeting ad where they're showing dynamic products based off of which one they viewed. This is a good ad to have. Images, once again, you've done a great job with. When we look at the copy, there's no spacing in the copy. It's kind of consolidated and doesn't really stack well. I would remove the emojis once again, space out your copy on this one here, and turn these into bullet points. The next one I'm looking at, this ad looks really good actually. I would probably just remove these 2 emojis, keep this one line consistent, add a space here, call to action, add spaces in between each of these, and this ad would actually be perfect.
Are you looking for full crocodile leather boots? Let me introduce you our best seller. It's our headwear boots, and it's all made from real crocodile leather. It's comfort, stylish, and durable. It's our highest quality leather, and it's all handcrafted and hand.
It's a good video. it has jump cuts. It's pretty fast paced. It's covering the details of the product. They're showing different angles. I'd show somebody, yep, wearing it, perfect. There's a call to action. The only adjustments I'd make here is kind of use the similar TikTok text that you have before with this image and have them more as, pop outs rather than just one long line of text as you're speaking. But all in all, pretty good video. And let's check out this final ad. Looks like another retargeting. It's kind of hard to see what's going on here. I can't really tell it's boots. This image in the background is kind of hard to see, and it doesn't really bring out the depth of the product here. But not too bad. 10% off boots plus belt. It's a pretty good offer. I changed the learn more to shop now because people aren't really looking to learn, they're looking to shop. All right, so that is the first person that we've gone through. Thank you for submitting your site. Now let's go ahead and go to the next website that y'all submitted. The next one is Charmingly Brunette, and this is the first time I'm seeing this site, and it looks like the colors are pretty well branded. It looks like you're using a filter that kind of matches what you have going on here. Looks like you're using different fonts. I kind of get the very similar font you have going. I keep this on one line of text. This pop-up here isn't necessary. It's covering up menu items, which can prevent people from checking out. Probably the same thing that's happening on mobile. If I was to view this in mobile and it's at the top of the screen, it's definitely covering a lot of valuable information. I'd make your font size smaller so that way you don't take up too much padding here. I would make this menu item smaller. I'd make this text in item smaller as well, because the more we consolidate the top of the mobile and desktop view, the quicker people can see the product. The next thing is one of these images are showing eyes. Immediately people are going to get locked in on that and get distracted from the product. I'd probably take that image out, and I'd probably only use one image here to just focus on our best sellers. The next thing I noticed is this image is way too large. This is taking up a huge portion of the screen. If I was just to check this out in mobile view, it does look much better, but your text is being covered up. Once again, the pop out is overlaying here. This button's in the way for the add to cards. There's rewards. There's too much going on here. I would definitely remove all of these different pop-ups and apps and just kind of keep it very focused and simple, so that way everything fits within view and there's not too much going on. This is very distracting for the customer. The branding overall is pretty nice. They have a strong call to action. I would probably just use this one image here. This is perfect. We have the headline. I can see the text. I'd say shop now and just have one call to action or shop all. As we go down, we got a good headline, Charmingly Brunette exclusives. I would change all your images to be more consistent. The product image is being cut off here. These images are quite large. I'd make them much, much smaller so that way we can fit more on the screen. I'd make your headlines and pricing bigger, and I'd size up everything to be exactly the same so it's very consistent. Wishing stones, necklace, and earrings. Okay, I'd say shop the collection. This section's really good. Shows the products. I'd be more specific, fix the spacing between some of your text. I'd call out, okay, so this is jewelry. This is the sketching process. I'd be a little bit more specific and include call to actions here. These aren't clickable. Then we have reviews. This video doesn't really make any sense. I'd remove this, make this image and video much smaller, higher quality. It's hard to see the product. Add to cart, I wouldn't have a border on it. I'd remove the quantity. I'd add a size guide, and I'd add drop downs here for the product. As we go down, I'd make these icons much bigger to see. Add your shop all button, and it looks like you have your payment badges, which is really nice. You offer rewards, which can be good for returning customers. I would just put it on the left-hand side, and I would choose between chat or rewards, or try to get an app that combines the both. This add to cart is very strange here. I would remove this pop-up. Now let's go to their product page. So here we are on the product page. There's not enough contrast going on here with the jewelry. When you have jewelry, you want to have a lot of contrast. And what I mean by that is where you have the jewelry really pop so people can see it, and then the background is a very stark color, meaning we would have a very white background here so it brings out the brightest of the jewelry so people can get a very authentic view of what you're selling. If you have tones and colors that are very similar, it's going to take away the overall view of the product, and you definitely need more images. Somebody wearing this product. Are these earrings? Yes, they are. So I'd make sure you have a model image here, and I'd also show how big these are. What size is this? Because it's kind of hard to tell when we don't have any way of looking at the perspective of this item. I don't really understand this difference between, okay, so style 2 has a third one here. So I would definitely call out the length of both of these. And then I'd say like 3 pendants or, 2, whatever this specifically is, I'd be more specific here rather than style 2. It seems like a very generic thing to have. I'd remove the by Charmingly Brunette because we already know it's by you if it's your website. And then when I'm actually looking at this, I just noticed this. This is a hover over drop down. I had no idea. And this should not be all caps. It's very hard to read. Honestly, looks like it's in a different language, even though it is in English. It's just very consolidated. This should all be changed to where just the first letter is capitalized, and there should be much better spacing. And you should organize this into a much larger menu section where there's multiple drop downs. Then I'd add in multiple label, free shipping, details, product sizing information, size guide. I'd remove wish list on this account as well. We have a buy with shop pay. That is always a good option to have. I'd make your pricing more bold. I'd change your reviews to yellow so that way it pops. And then I make sure you get customer reviews. You can get a review app that has reviews on all your products, that puts them on all your pages if you don't have enough reviews per product page, which can definitely help your conversion rate. Looking at some of these other product pages, it looks like you do have some of these adjustments made, which is very nice. This page does show somebody styling it. I would just make sure all the images are the same size here, remove the quantity, and it does look like you have drawer cart and upsells, which is always a great thing to have whenever you're looking to increase AOVs. Overall, I'd say the website branding is very nice. I would just improve some of your product pages, your fonts, and how you organize, and the way you deliver information shouldn't be in a notification-based style. It should be much more user-friendly. Let's see if we can find any ads from Charmingly Brunette. Looks like we have one ad here, and this is promoting a graphic shirt. For the most part, it looks like you have primarily jewelry that I was looking at. I'd probably end up having a carousel promoting more products. If you don't know what your best seller is, carousels can give you an idea of what those items are going to be because it allows you to show a lot of different products. I would definitely have at least 5 ads in each audience for testing. You need to increase your testing volume because if this ad doesn't work, it's not going to convert. I also wouldn't use all caps on this. This is a very simple call out. Sometimes this works great in ads, sometimes it doesn't. This looks like it's a Christmas-based ad. I would definitely be more seasonal because we're not in Christmas, we're in spring. So I changed this out. I believe it says December. So yeah, definitely doesn't make sense to have this ad live right now. And I would include a stronger headline. I would use your website name only. I wouldn't have this full link of the product name. And then I'd add a sub description here and test multiple copy variations. All right, so now let's go to our third website that has been submitted to us. All right, so our third website submission that we got from Instagram was Theo Broma, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And first impression on the website looks very nice. We have a very consistent menu. I probably wouldn't have the hover effect here, but overall, I can see very clear view of the product. We even show what the product looks like once it's taken out. Most people don't do that with cosmetics, and that is something a lot of people miss out on. So this person really understands the branding and how to demonstrate a product. This image, not so much. I'd probably remove this one. This image is great. We have somebody that's styling it, and then we have the product here. Very clear and concise headlines. Overall, I'd give this a strong 8 out of 10. And I'd change this to shop now instead of I want it. We have a good headline up here. Very easy to read. They're cycling between different offers. That is a very good thing to see. I'd remove the home button because your logo acts as the home button. That'll give you more space for an additional menu item. We have drop downs here. This is great. Shows an image. Very easy to read here. Great navigation. All in all, very good first impression. It shows that it's in Switzerland. That's probably where this brand is based in promoting their ads. But all in all, I'd make sure you have the geolocation so that way it dynamically switches to the currency at which I am viewing from and the country location. As I scroll down, great contrast. I can read the headline. It's great sizing, exceptional, highly effective, and sensory natural care. Very great. As we scroll down, we have strong taglines here, best sellers. This is always a good option to have on a website. As I hover over each of these items, I can see I can add to cart. I'd probably change this one to add to cart. This one says quick view, and then I can see the offer below. We have the featured in logos, very nice, with a strong review. And then we have some more information around the product. And we have award-winning favorite, which is more credibility and social proof because it's an award winner. So people might find this more valuable and want to purchase this product. I keep the images the same size. I'd probably change these to 1080 by 1080 because it'd be easier to see the full image on this view. Let's check it out on mobile and see what that looks like. Most people are viewing on mobile. Looks like their homepage is very optimized for mobile. Looks very nice. Once again, consolidate a little bit of this image so that way it's much smaller and fits within view. And as we scroll down, I'd probably move this About Us section into a drop down or make it a little bit smaller so that way we can see the add to cart. And they have the sizing here, which is very nice. Let's go ahead and add to cart and see what happens. We have the drawer cart and an upsell. Also a great addition to the site. Overall, the site is pretty well optimized. Let's continue going through it. We have great icons here. I'd try to keep all the text on one line. Very subtle changes here. And then I'd change this to a special offer so that way people are more inclined to submit their email. And then let's go ahead and go to one of the products. So here we are on the product page. Make the images smaller. I'd add in multiple drop downs. Once again, shipping information, instructions, ingredients, how often to use the product. In the cosmetic and beauty space, anything that can be used and discarded needs to have a subscribe and save option. You can get so many more customers by having people come to your website and save money by subscribing, and you can increase your lifetime value, build a community, get more orders. This this is a great thing to do. Always have a subscribe and save option for beauty, hair care, cosmetics, anything that can be consumed. These are great ways to get recurring customers and can massively increase your ROI on your site. Then we have some call outs here. Very nice, very simple. The reviews are very clear to see. As we scroll down, I'd probably have this image on the left-hand side and have some text on the right. It's not necessary to have this in full view. Then as we scroll down, I can see the drop downs. I would move all of these drop downs to this section here. That way people can quickly access them, because if they don't see all the information they need in first view and they exit, they would have never known all of it was down here. So definitely move that over. Then we have our customer reviews, which is great. And we have another offer down here as well. I'm not sure if this is the same product. Looks like it is. It just looks like it is a bundle. Bundles are also great, can increase your AOVs, and they have sticky add to cart. Very nice. We answer your questions. These are very clear. Also discover. I would estimate that they probably have a pretty consistent AOV and it's very strong. That means that people are probably buying multiple items because they're giving the chance for people to do so. All in all, great website. I would just make a few subtle tweaks to improve some of the conversions and make it simpler for people to check out and gain information. Let's go ahead and check out their ad library. So here we are. First thing I notice is they're running 640 ads. This is typically an indicator that this brand is likely spending anywhere between $10,000 to $100,000 per month on ads, because they're floating a larger spend budget and they're doing a lot of creative testing. And typically your ads will fatigue out earlier at high spend, so you have a lot of ads to substitute and scale that ROI. As I can see, they're in a different language, so they're probably promoting in a specific country. Let's go ahead and look at some of these ads. Lots of different styles here. They're using Learn More, which is interesting. I'd definitely change that to Shop Now, so that way people know to check out. Let's go ahead and look at this first ad. It's a problem/solution based ad that fits in a story placement. And then they have the 1080 by 1080. This is great because it fits in the Facebook, Instagram feeds, and then this fits in the stories and reels placement. This is always a good option to have. I'd have multiple text variations, bullet points, calling out the problems and solutions in your ad copy as well. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Looks like they're using the same text throughout the entire ad library here that they have. I would definitely switch it up and change out different text options, because if this ad copy gets fatigued and it's on all of their ads, it's definitely going to stunt their growth. So always have multiple different copy variations for testing. They have a review-based ad here where they've been featured in a press article. Very nice, consistent headline. They have the Shop Now, which is a good ad. And we have some more features, benefits, problem solutions. And as we scroll down here, we see more styles of ads, which are always good. I'd include a carousel if you don't already have one. That would be good for retargeting. I'd include a collection base for retargeting. I would definitely have more videos. We're starting to see a few, but if you're able to produce a lot of creative image assets, then I would start to fire up the video-based creatives, because those are going to be very scalable as well.
Ma fille qui souffre d'eczéma ne jure plus que par lui, le baume des dieux de Théobroma. Depuis qu'elle l'utilise, sa peau est plus douce, plus apaisée.
All in all, good ad. Shows how to use the product, talks about the product, incorporates multiple different viewpoints. Very good. They have the bullet points. This is great. As we scroll down, they have multiple products here that they're promoting. This is always a good thing to have. So all in all, only a few tweaks would really be necessary to the ads. More videos, more ad copy variations, stronger call to actions, and they are doing a great amount of testing, which is always good. Very nice to see here. Opportunities for you would probably be to expand into other countries beyond the country you're targeting in, going after different markets to expand your overall revenue, because assuming that you're targeting a smaller country size, you're probably maxing out a lot of your opportunities there, and there could be some more room to grow through other locations around the world. All right, so we just reviewed 3 websites that y'all submitted to me. If you want to be featured in my next YouTube video, definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram at RealChaseChappell and subscribe to see if you're in the next video. And if you're interested in having more in-depth strategy, just like we covered here where we audited your website and ads, definitely make sure to book a call with myself and team for our one-on-one ads mastery mentorship, where we do this on calls with you every single week. And not only that, but we go much more in depth through your audiences, your campaign structures, how to organize your products to get higher LTVs, AOVs, conversion rates, and so much more to hit 6 and 7 figures per month in your business. We'll work directly one-on-one with you to execute this and provide you the entire roadmap to be able to get there. We've worked with hundreds of students in being able to do this, so definitely make sure to book a call if this interests you and you want to take your store to the next level and get guidance like this on a much deeper level. And we are just now launching our e-commerce accelerator. It's our brand new program where we're covering everything around e-commerce marketing. So if you want to get access to that and be able to start seeing the new modules that we release every single week, then be sure to check that out by clicking our e-commerce accelerator below. And once again, it's your favorite digital marketer here, Chase Chappell. Cheers and bye y'all.